Meet Jenny Hoyos, who has figured out how to make shorts go viral.
I don't ask if it'll go viral. I can figure out how to make it viral.
Jenny Hoyos, an 18-year-old YouTuber who is crushing shorts. In just the past year, she's reached more than 600 million views, with an average of 10 million views per video. So why does she get an unreal number of views for similar content? In this video, you'll learn how to make anything viral in exactly the way she did it with a detailed analysis of shorts.
I've analyzed thousands of shorts. I've analyzed all of Mr. Beast's shorts, all of Ryan Trahan's shorts.
So let's jump right in. How does Jenny make anything viral? First thing first, Jenny claims that she can make anything viral, and there is a specific strategy behind it. According to Jenny, the main reason for being viral for any video is an idea. If the idea is good and it has a story, it's going to be viral. Jenny mentions that adding a story and a twist to videos, especially with shorts, is essential. Since viewers don't need to click on the video, she believes you can create content on various topics, even something like painting or drawing, and make it entertaining if there's a compelling narrative. She's interested in learning about methods for getting people invested and how to create a story that resonates with viewers. Jenny notes that her content is primarily personality-driven, and she believes that making it personal is what gets her audience invested.
I think you can make a video about anything. You can make video about paint drying, and you can make it entertaining if there's a story around.
For example, once Jenny needed money to repair her kitchen, and she cooked for strangers for money.
I'm cooking for strangers to see how much money I can make. Wow, thank you!
And this is just one out of a bunch of people I'll be cooking for, because I'm gonna open a restaurant and invite people from my college.
In this way, Jenny created a story with an ironic line that she has to cook to make money to repair her kitchen. Having a personal reason or goal, along with the irony, seems to be what makes people interested in her story.
So I think that's what makes people invested, having like some sort of personal why or goal. And irony too is pretty fun.
What makes a good short? According to Jenny, what makes a good short video can be quite subjective since everyone has different tastes. However, she shares her personal criteria for a good short. According to her, a good short should have a strong hook. He explains this by saying that if the hook is so captivating that it could be used as a title and thumbnail for a longer video and still attract clicks, then it works for a short video. The hook should be very visual and understandable even without listening to the video. It should be simple enough to explain to a 5-year-old. Jenny also believes that a good short should tell a compelling story that keeps viewers engaged and wanting to watch it again, not just once, but multiple times.
So I think that's one of the key things. And then also just a story that just, pushes you through. And not only do you watch to the end, but you rewatch it again.
How to generate a hook. Jenny finds generating hooks quite amusing. Even though she doesn't create many long-form videos, she approaches short videos as if they were part of a longer narrative. She likes to plan her content by sketching on her iPad, visualizing how she wants it to look, and in exploring various ways to put it together. When creating a hook, she keeps drawing, sketching, or simply imagining ideas until something clicks.
So I will sketch almost as if it's title and thumbnails. So I have my iPad and I draw what would I visually want it to look like? What are different ways if I was to put it together?
Her primary focus is on the visual aspect, and once that's established, she determines how to complement it with accompanying content. She strives to keep her messages concise. Why readability checking is important, and how does Jenny do it for herself?
Possible, and then I'll put it in a readability checker and then make sure that it's actually understandable to at least 5th grade or under.
She doesn't pay for readabilityformulas.com. She uses it, and she aims for a 5th grade level or lower. You'll be wondering how she experimented with content aimed at older age groups and how she arrived at the 5th grade level. Jenny explained that she had thousands of short scripts, including those from popular creators like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast's content is at a 1st grade reading level, and after scraping and analyzing various scripts, she realized that aiming for a 5th grade level or lower is the ideal range. When asked if the 5th grade was average, Jenny noted that readability can vary, and she mentioned that some content, like air, might have slightly higher readability, although she didn't have the exact number at hand. She pointed out that readability can change based on specific words used, such as business or finance, which can raise the level to 8th grade. Jenny avoids using such words, and instead of using words like profit, she explains the definition each time she discusses it.
I just noticed that a good in between is 5th grade, but I will say the problem with the readability is, especially with content like mine, you can change the readability from 5th grade to 8th grade by simply using the word business, which is why I try to avoid things like that. Or if you use the word finance, or if you use for example, profit, instead of saying profit, I just explain the definition of profit.
How did Jenny this all? She did thousands of shorts by scraping titles and transcripts. She had conducted a thorough analysis of her own videos. She noted the importance of recognizing that different content creators have distinct audiences, implying that what works for Mr. Beast may not be suitable for her.
Most. Everyone has different audiences, so what works for Mr. Beast might not work for me.
To explore the realm of short content, she devised a personal experiment in which she committed to daily uploads. The primary objective of this experiment was to prioritize quantity as it leads to quality. During this phase of increased output, she closely scrutinized her retention graph.
The goal was essentially to upload as much as possible. Quantity is what makes quality. When I was doing that quantity, I would analyze my retention graph.
For example, here is Jenny's video, and after 5 days, it had received around 50,000 views. Normally, her videos garnered about 1 million views on average, so she was quite disappointed with this performance.
Which, on average, I usually get like 1 million. So, I was not happy.
Upon closer analysis, Jenny noticed an interesting detail in the video's retention graph. At the last second of the video, there was a significant drop in viewer retention, plummeting from 70% to 45% within just 1 second. This sudden decline amounted to a drop of approximately 20 to 25%. Jenny emphasized the importance of every second in a short video. She explained that losing just 1 second in a 30-second short video equated to a loss of 3%, and if you lost 2 seconds, it meant a 6% decrease in viewer retention. She stressed that in the context of short videos, accumulating to a significant percentage of the video's overall retention.
Went flying. And that's why like every second counts on a short. Like every single second. Because when you think about it, let's say you have a 30-second short, right? If you lose 1 second, that's already 97%. That's 3 percentages. You know, if you lose 2 seconds, that's 6%. So when you think about it on shorts, like you're not just...
What's the best retention rate? Jenny explained that in the context of short high retention content, the goal is not just high retention, but also encouraging viewers to occasionally loop and rewatch the content. She confirmed that this is indeed true and went on to explain why. The key metric in this context is the average rate, which measures what percentage of people viewed the content versus swiped away, particularly on platforms like YouTube Shorts. She prefers to call it the scroll-through rate. Jenny mentioned that the average scroll-through rate should ideally be as high as possible. Her personal scroll-through rate is 85%, but her average retention is 90%. How the retention rate can be higher than the percentage of people watching it, she clarified that it's because viewers rewatch the content. To achieve a 90% or higher retention rate, it is necessary for viewers to watch the content multiple times. She acknowledged that the 90% benchmark is what creators aim for to achieve the level of virality they desire. However, she also noted that the actual retention rate may vary based on the number of impressions, pointing out that her videos typically maintain a 95% retention rate, but on a substantial scale, like 10 million views, making it a challenging feat to accomplish.
It depends on the amount of impressions, because my videos average like 95% retention, but we're talking like that's on 10 million views.
How to add visuals in the intro. According to Jenny, when discussing the use of hooks in videos, one should consider the visual aspect. She is highly focused on the first frame of the video. For example, Jenny had a series where she recreated fast food items for $1. She, instead of showing her face, displayed the location's front, as the fast food location is more recognizable than Jenny's, typically with the logo in the center and the food item alongside. This visual approach was found to be effective as it provided a clear and appealing presentation for viewers, ensuring that viewers could easily identify the creator based on this framing. How did Jenny invent her own style? She began her creative journey by adopting a strategy akin to stealing like an artist, believing that this approach was instrumental in the learning process.
Definitely like trial and error. At first, I started by, I guess you can say, stealing.
She emphasized the importance of eventually developing one's unique style. To kickstart her creative process, she would initially emulate the hooks and techniques of others. She explained that she used a systematic approach to identify which strategies were most effective. She described this process, envisioning how a particular YouTuber would create a video and then generating a variety of hooks based on this vision. Ultimately, she incorporated her own creative twist into these techniques. What's Jenny's proportion of video ideas versus how many videos she actually creates? She currently has a list of 1,000 ideas. However, she clarified that she plans to work on only 10 of these ideas, emphasizing that they are not 1,000 distinct hooks, but rather 1,000 different video ideas, each potentially having multiple hooks within them. How to generate ideas. According to Jenny, there are a lot of ways to generate ideas. One approach involves watching YouTube videos and identifying content that personally interests her. which she then seeks to recreate with a unique twist.
So one way is I just watch YouTube and then see what I personally, like want to recreate and like twist.
Additionally, Jenny considers what kind of video she would like to watch. Surprisingly, she also utilizes AI, which offers some creative suggestions, although the most effective ideas, particularly from her perspective, stem from her own life experiences. She believes that these personal experiences inspire video ideas. For example, Jenny's video is about making a garden. That's funny because it seems like it'll not get any views, but it actually got 22 million views. So basically, she was enjoying a meal of ratatouille, one of her favorite dishes, and thought that it cost $20 to prepare. She pondered whether it would be feasible to cultivate a garden to produce ratatouille ingredients for just $5. This idea prompted her to consider creating a video. Consequently, she decided to start a garden and cultivate vegetables to ensure a constant supply of ratatouille. Given her love for the dish, this is how the concept for the video originated. One more time, her grandmother had received free laundry detergent in the mail, which typically cost around $30. When Jenny inquired about how her grandmother had obtained this complimentary detergent, her grandmother revealed that she had contacted the company and complained about their product. As a result, the company sent her free laundry detergent. Jenny found this story intriguing and decided it would make an excellent video. Thus, she often draws inspiration from her day-to-day experiences for her video content. How does Jenny figure out the best go-to idea? Jenny mentioned that she narrows down the ideas, starting with around 100 ideas, which is an easier number to work with. She typically reduces this to a range of 25 to 50 ideas based on certain criteria. Her primary evaluation criteria include logistical feasibility, the quality of the hook, the effectiveness of the mechanism, and whether people would rewatch the content. After this initial screening, she examines the potential for virality in the remaining ideas and further narrows the list down to 25. She then forwards these 25 ideas to her video editor, who not only handles video editing, but also plays a strategic role due to his extensive knowledge of YouTube. The video editor's role is to reduce the list even further, typically to around 10 ideas, while also assessing their shareability and virality potential. Additionally, the video editor is skilled at determining whether a concept is both simple and complex. What is the retention mechanism and what are her own strategies about the mechanism? According to Jenny, if they were to be pushed to the end, this is what the retention mechanism is. For example, Mr. Beast's concept of the red circle, in which the last person remaining wins $500,000. The key element of this concept is that the circle continually shrinks, compelling viewers to watch until the end. If the circle did not shrink, it is uncertain whether anyone would watch until the end, as they might simply skip ahead. Exploring the mechanisms used involves breaking the process down into 3 clear steps. This approach is easy for viewers to follow, as it presents a clear and manageable sequence. By listing these 3 steps, viewers gain an understanding of the video's progression, which significantly contributes to the video's popularity. In terms of managing expectations, Jenny believes that setting clear expectations is crucial. Viewers should have a good idea of what to expect from the video and what will transpire at the end.
Like, the first thing I ask myself is, do I want to make it? I don't ask if it'll go viral. I can figure out how to make it viral if I really want to make it.
However, when it comes to expectations, Jenny prefers to meet them while introducing an unexpected twist to keep things intriguing. Here's another video. She wanted to give her mother a $5 Mother's Day gift. She mentioned that her mom had never received a Mother's Day gift before, and she aimed to change that by buying her the best present she could with $5. She discussed how the video began with her stating her intention to surprise her mother with this gift. In the video, she showed herself making the gift, building anticipation for the final reveal. The expectation she set was that by the end of the video, viewers would witness her giving the gift to her mother. Jenny followed through with her plan, making the gift and successfully surprising her mother. However, there was a twist in the story. Jenny's mother accidentally dropped the gift, causing it to break. Nevertheless, her mother responded positively, saying, "You're the best daughter I've ever had," to which Jenny replied that she was her only daughter. What's the ideal length of a short, as Jenny had completed the analysis? According to her, it should be exactly 34 seconds. She explained that this length was based on her most popular videos, which were precisely 34 seconds long. She mentioned that she tried to maintain this length for her videos. 34 seconds was indeed her benchmark for video length. She also emphasized that each creator's benchmark would vary depending on their own channel and audience, to show that the target retention rate depended on the video's length. If the video was shorter, the retention rate had to be higher to achieve virality. Jenny further clarified that for her personal channel, videos shorter than 30 seconds are needed to maintain over 100% retention to gain traction. For her, making videos too long is not suitable for her young audience.
So for me, for my personal channel, like I said, like there's no specific number. I think everyone just has to check out their analytics. But for me, I noticed if a short is less than 30 seconds, it has to have over 100% retention or else it's not going to take off.
What's Jenny's short structure? Jenny follows a specific approach in her video creation process. She begins by crafting a rough script, even if it may not precisely match what ultimately happens in the video. This rough script serves as a foundation, allowing her to estimate the video's duration based on the word count. She doesn't rigidly adhere to this initial script, but allows it to flow naturally during the editing phase, as you suggested. Furthermore, she always incorporates certain elements into her videos. These include a hook and foreshadowing. The hook is a brief, attention-grabbing introduction, which sets the stage for the video's content. Foreshadowing, on the other hand, involves hinting at what will happen later in the video. She clarified that this foreshadowing is not limited to visual cues, but also includes spoken elements in the voiceover. In addition to the hook and foreshadowing, Jenny smoothly transitions between different parts of the video. Earlier in her video-making journey, she used to include more breaks to allow viewers time to absorb the information. For example, in her recent video, McDonald's had banned a certain item. She expressed her intention to prepare it at home and persuade them to reintroduce it to their menu. This can be seen as foreshadowing. Initially, she considered saying, "Let's get started," but it disrupted the flow. Instead, she smoothly transitioned by stating, "So I cooked illegally." She didn't provide too many additional details because she had already given two crucial pieces of information. Adding more information might cause the audience to forget the previous points, following the principles of primacy and recency. So according to her, there are two main structural pieces to keep the video engaging problem solution, but it should be totally storytelling. And to make storytelling, just put so many changes in it.
Just lots of change in the story. So stories can't be stories without change. For example, I went on a walk, then it started raining, then I went back home. It was much more boring than if it was like, I went on a walk, but it started raining. Therefore, I started running back home, and it was raining all over me. But good thing I had a handy umbrella while I was on my way back. Therefore, I got home. Like, it's the exact same story, but it just sounds so much more intriguing when you have like, but, and then so. Or, but therefore.
What's Jenny's complete process of making a video? Jenny's process of creating content is as follows. First, she begins with an initial idea. After that, she develops that idea further and formulates her opening hook simultaneously. She also crafts the closing lines to ensure that she always has the concluding statement in mind during filming. After she has outlined her content in one of these ways, she proceeds to film it. Following the filming, she revisits the script to make revisions and finalize the content. Once the content is finalized, it moves into the editing phase. How does Jenny write the last line? For Jenny, it's something you like. If she wants to surprise someone with a gift, the final step would be as simple as this: I surprise my mom, and then the usual reaction gives her a general idea.
You'd like leave it in blank. So it would be like, for example, if I'm surprising someone with a gift, the last line would be, like it's so simple. Then I surprised my mom and then blank.
How does Jenny think about the right audience, particularly her younger self? She also thinks about her nieces, who are 10 years old and recently moved to America, and wants to make the content interesting and understandable for them, despite their limited English skills.
Yeah, that's everything. Avatar is everything. So for me, I will think of like specific people. So I will think of like me when I was younger. I'll think about like, these are my favorites to think about, by the way. My nieces.
She acknowledges that it can be challenging to engage them in the topic. Jenny's focus is not so much on their dreams and desires, but on how to effectively communicate with them as non-English speakers. Jenny is naturally curious about how others think about this, especially given the large viewership. She wonders about the core audience she caters to, and whether it's mainly her nieces or a more generalized group of people. She admits that her target audience is a combination of her younger self and others.
It's mainly like my younger self, which is like kind of weird because I can't actually, my younger self can't actually watch it, but that's like the way I.
What's the difference between short-form platforms? Jenny explained that the content's performance varies across different platforms. She used to have success on TikTok before achieving success on YouTube. When she had around 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, she had about 70,000 followers on TikTok. During this time, she was getting around 1 million views on her TikTok videos. Jenny was actively posting content on all 3 platforms. Jenny's approach to TikTok was different from the other platforms. While her TikTok videos were professionally filmed and edited, the same content that would receive 1 million views on TikTok would only get 1,000 views on YouTube Shorts. This stark difference in performance prompted her to change her strategy. She had a brief ban on TikTok, which led her to focus on YouTube. However, the situation reversed, and she started getting 1 million views on YouTube, but only 1,000 on TikTok. This inconsistency made her realize that these platforms had distinct preferences for content. She observed that YouTube's audience preferred slower-paced, more mature content with a stronger narrative. In contrast, TikTok favored shorter videos, typically between 10 to 20 seconds, packed with information and less humor. Instagram Reels had a slightly more mature audience and emphasized visually appealing content with subtitles and a high potential for sharing due to its user-friendly interface. To summarize, these are the strategies that made Jenny Hoyos' shorts viral. From the legend herself, to make anything viral, make sure it has a good idea and has a story in it. A good short has a strong hook that could be used as a thumbnail and title. Always try to keep the readability 5th grade level or lower. Quantity is what makes quality, so aim for regular posting. Maintain an 85% retention rate by keeping the audience engaged. Add the best visuals into the intro. It should be a clear presentation of what's next coming in the video. Try the stealing like an artist method to learn from others. Take ideas from your experiences. Choose those ideas that you really want to make with passion. Keep your video short or the perfect length for your channel with experiments. Write a script or bullet points before creating or recording your video. Figure out your right audience. Make videos for different short platforms according to the nature of that specific platform. For example, TikTok should be 10 to 15 seconds with a lot of information, your channel, and try to figure out what works best for you. There you have it. Try to incorporate these strategies and hit the road. Subscribe to the channel and let me know your progress in the comments.